Okay everyone, what I want to do today is I want to take some time to show those of you that have a semester-long class how to add categories into your exam 2, one for your SLO and one for your final exam. So the first thing we need to do is we need to log into Infinite Campus. We're going to go over here to the left and we're going to click on Gradebook. Once my gradebook opens up, I want to make sure that I am in the right section. So I would check Biology 1 is the section I want. I'm going to click on the Settings button, and that's going to give me other options down below, and I want to click on the Categories option. So I'm going to add a new category. I'm going to title that SLO, and I'm going to weight that 50%. I'm going to check the sections that I want to put that into. And then underneath the grading task, I want to put it into exam 2. I'm going to click Save. Once I've done that, and now it shows me that I have my SLO category being worth 50% within exam 2. So now I need to add another category. I'm going to call that my final exam. I'm going to weight that as 50. Make sure it's in all my sections. Put it in exam 2 and click Save. Now I have my two categories that are within exam 2. One for my SLO, one for my final exam. Remember that the exam 2 is worth 10% of the overall student's grade. So the SLO is worth 50% of that 10, and the final exam is worth 50% of that 10%. So I'm going to close out of here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enter an assignment into the SLO category. Now there's two ways you can enter assignments. You can either choose the option down here underneath Gradebook Setup that says Assignment List, or you can click on the Add button up top next to Task. So I'm going to click Add. I'm going to title this SLO Pretest. I'm going to check the sections that I want. Now this is the pretest, so I want to make sure that this is not an active assignment so it doesn't affect the student's overall grade. So I'm going to uncheck active. I'm also going to uncheck Campus Portal. Now it's not going to be visible to the parents or the students. We're going to go down here and check exam 2. I want to make sure I put it in the right category, so I'm going to put it in SLO. This SLO happens to be worth 38 points. I'm going to click Save. Now I have that new assignment. Now I'm going to add for my post-test. Make sure I title this. I'm going to check the sections. I'm going to keep it active, and I'm going to keep it viewable in Campus Portal. I'm going to set a due date, which would be December of 2014, and let's just pick, I don't know, December 19th. You can choose whatever date you want. Obviously we want to get that date in there prior to the final exam. So I'm going to click Exam, make sure it's in SLO, make sure it's out of 38, and click Save. I can then double check to make sure that it's in there. One important thing that I noticed in doing these is that in order to get to your exam, you have to be underneath quarter 2 for the term in order to get to your exam 2 and input grades. So now you can see, here's my final exam, here's my SLO category. I have my two assignments that I added. Here's my pretest. The little asterisk means that it is unactive and will not count against the student's grades. And then the post-test is in here, and I can have these side by side and I can compare and contrast those when we go to do your growth measures and your growth targets. Now you would do the same thing if you wanted to add assignments into your final exam. So within final exam you're going to add an assignment called Final and do the exact same things that I showed you to do as far as the assignments go for the SLO pre-test and the SLO post-test. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask myself, Lou, or Tracy.